And we are coming to you from deep underground in Las Vegas, Nevada for today's Underground Rock Festival. And it is my pleasure to talk to three people today with a crowd of thousands underground as well. It is my pleasure today to talk to three people who are really making a difference in credit unions and doing some unique things. My first guest this morning, and the first person I'm going to have 3 minutes to talk to, is Jim Dean, who's the CEO of Affinity Credit Union. Will you please join me up here, Jim? Good morning, Jim. The reason we have Jim with us today is Affinity has taken a step that we're probably going to see an increasing number of CUs take, but they are out there at the forefront. Affinity has recently waived its NSF fees, essentially its bounce check fees. Jim, would you tell us a little bit more about why Affinity has made that move?
Sure. We reduced the fees to $15 on debit card transactions, which is where most fees occur. And the reason for that is we are a low-income designated credit union. Our members need that money. They don't need to pay high fees. We're already at $25, which is much lower than the market average of $33. And I would have gone lower, but my management team said, slow your roll, Jim. Let's just take it in steps here. So we might go further, but this is a big step for us. We're the first credit union in Iowa, and there's a lot of big credit unions there. First one to make that move.
And do you expect others are going to follow? What kind of feedback are you hearing from other credit unions?
I'm not hearing that feedback other than maybe wondering why I did that or why we did that. But I would say it would be a difficult thing to do, not impossible. Maybe one of the big ones will do that.
And what about feedback from the membership? What have you gotten there?
Extremely positive. A lot of positive feedback from members virtually, in person, and it's a good thing. And I think that it will resonate with them talking to friends and family and saying, hey, if you're tired of the pain of paying those fees, come on over to Affinity.
And prior to rolling that out, had you spoken to them? Can you walk us through any market research you did, or how did you know that, yes, this is the decision we want to make?
I've wanted to do this for a couple of years. A lot of conversation internally in my previous credit union, some conversation with Mike Mebbs, who's an expert in the industry on fees, and it just seemed like the right thing to do. So I talked to Randy Carnes, the CEO, former CEO, now retired from CU Answers, and said, Randy, we need to do this. And it was about 2 years ago. He said, well, why do you need to do that? And I explained it. He says, we need to do that. And so they programmed it. It was done with the release in mid-October, and we launched it on November 1st. So we waited a whole 15 days from the time it was available to put it in place, and here we go.
And my final question to you would be, what do you say to other credit unions that say, we can't do that?
I think you can find a way. There's other things that you can do to find revenue. You don't need to make it off the back of your members. And so try it, and you might be surprised that it has a resounding effect in a positive way that enables you to make more loans, get stronger relationships, and grow your credit union and figure out how to be profitable and navigate the issues of expenses versus raising revenue in a zero interest rate market.
That's interesting. Well, thank you to Jim, everyone. And if you're at home and live in Iowa, make sure you join Affinity. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The next person who is going to be joining me is Scott Rains, who is the CEO of Eagle Community Credit Union. Scott, will you join me? Scott, how you doing? Thank you for being here. So you are joining us here today to talk about an issue that is very much in the news, and that is the wages you're paying employees. You have raised wages to $20 an hour minimum wage. Can you tell us some more about that?
Yeah, we just thought it was the right thing to do. At Eagle Community Credit Union, our board and the management team realizes it's all about our team. We're as successful as our team is. We're kind of in a high cost living area, right. So the right thing to do.
And we tell everyone where that is.
Orange County,
okay.
Orange County, California. But to raise their wages so we have an actual living wage, and we're actually attacking it both on the wage and the benefit side. So we're moving to $20 an hour minimum wage. We actually have a target of $25 minimum wage by 2023.
And how do you compare to other employers in Orange County?
Actually, we kind of found we were behind the curve on a couple of them, so we're actually playing catch up. But it's definitely the right and quick move to make.
Have you had an issue recruiting people?
It's been challenging. I don't think just from a wage and benefit perspective, it's just been challenging overall in Orange County. Just the way things have gone with COVID and everything else.
And what about retention during COVID? What's the credit union's experience been?
Our retention has actually been really good. We have not lost a lot of people. I think we took a proactive approach to our team during COVID. We gave them extra benefits to actually spend in the community, things like that. So I think we did the right things there, and we haven't lost a lot.
And can you tell us where you were prior to this addition in terms of compensation?
We did have a minimum wage of $17 an hour. We brought that in, so now we're moving it up to that 20. We realize too, it's not just affecting the minimum wage earners in our office, it's actually affecting 2 and 3 tiers above them. So we'll be moving everybody up accordingly.
And now I'm going to ask you the world's most obvious answer question. What has been the response from employees?
From employees, it's been great. We haven't even told them everything we're doing yet, so I kind of hope they don't see this before we actually get the chance to. But, we found that across generations, cultures, everything else, it doesn't matter. People want to say, Gen Xers may want this, Gen Ys may want this, baby boomers want this. But benefits and pay are the 2 things that everybody wants.
Very good.
And that's what we want to do.
Very good. That's interesting. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us today and sharing your story on the ground. Finally, the last person I had the great pleasure of speaking this morning with is Roxy Ostrem, who's a board member with Ventura County Credit Union. Will you please join me, Roxy?
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Thank you for being with us. So we, many times in credit unions, have to say that the voice of directors isn't heard that often. And that includes our own reporting. Can you tell us a little bit more about what it is you get out of the underground and what it is you hope to take back to the credit union?
I get a lot of networking going on, good ideas. Underground's a safe place to bounce ideas off of that maybe might turn a deaf ear to you. And we, as board members, we can take it back and say, hey staff, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And I can tell you that a lot of great things have happened with that aspect of things. And you've just got to be open and listen. And you'd be surprised at all the good stuff that comes from underground.
Well, the great fear of CEOs and board members, or CEOs and staff, is anytime a board member goes to a meeting and comes back with an idea.
That's true statement.
So how do you make sure that you come back with something that's palatable and they really embrace or might embrace?
I email my CEO before I even come to the board meeting and say, this is what I'm going to bring forward, so don't be shocked. And do a little homework on it for me. So you can either say, this is the benefits, this might not be the benefits, do we want to go forward? Bottom line, not always are we a profitability aspect of things. It's doing the right thing for our members first.
And finally, what is it, what kind of issues are before the Ventura County Board right now? What sorts of things are being discussed and what sort of things would you like to see on the agenda?
Well, people of modest means, I'm in agriculture. So I see it all the time, the people that work hard and put food on our table, and yet they can't even make a house payment. And it's a sad deal. They can't take their kids to get their teeth checked or any of that. So VCCU has said, hey, wait, let us help you. And it might be small loans, might be, interest is interest. But here's a debit card. This is how you use it. Here's a credit card. We're going to start you at $500 and see how you do. And we're going to refinance your car. And everybody's going, wow, thank you very much. Very cool.
I said final, but this is really fun. The Ventura County, as people don't know, has a long history of helping agricultural workers and people in the community and really reaching out to the underserved with more than just lip service. Has it been successful for you? Because a lot of credit unions look at it and say, we can't afford to do it.
Yeah, honesty, it's not always financially successful, but it's people successful. And that's what we need to do. It's concentrate on the people, concentrate on your members, whether they're agriculture workers, whether they're seniors that can't afford to stay in their house, can't afford the food. Partner with those people that can help and build that relationship so they can go out and help the community too.
Oh, terrific. Well, thank you very much,
Thank
Roxy.
you.
Thank everyone to Roxy. Thank you for joining us. And the final person I have the pleasure of introducing this morning here, or this afternoon at the Underground, is Renee Sattiewhite of the African-American Credit Union Coalition. Welcome, Renee.
Frankie D. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
You've been part of the underground since it began. Why is it so important with the credit union movement?
I think it's important because of what's implied in the name, which is underground, and that is topics that typically aren't discussed are really welcomed and brought to the forefront and are brought above ground. And we have a chance, especially as a journalist, we need you to step in a little bit with me, and we have a chance as a journalist to cover subjects that maybe we're missing, stories we're missing. So that's what I take away from it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
And I have a chance to offer you a question as well.
Okay.
And that is, you've been very bold. We've provided a lot of coverage. You have brought extraordinary attention to an issue that is sorely needs attention. What is it that you have really been able to do, and what has the underground added to your initiative?
Oh my God, without the underground, I don't think that the commitment to change Credit Unions United Against Racism initiative would have been successful at all. Sue was able to say, Renee, do your thing. And that support really got to millions of people around the credit union industry. And so for that, we're grateful at ACC.
And before I step off, what is it that you would like the people watching to be able to do more of?
Be kind to one another, making sure that you thank everyone that we are a part of the ACUC, part of the underground. We thank Sue, and hello out there. We have people watching who are automatically going to be excited about what we do today.
Well, Renee, thank you so much for having me. I will turn over the sheet of questions to you, and
All right.
best wishes to you. Thank you.
Alrighty, and I now have the pleasure of introducing, let's see, here we go, Stephen Bohanon. Where you at, Stephen? Yeah! Good to see you.
I love the outfit, by
Thank
the way.
you,
That's an
thank you,
amazing
thank
purse.
you.
The
Thank
sleeves
you.
are epic, so
Oh, well,
yeah, you're doing it.
You got a little something. So, question for you. You seem to be an underground favorite. Why and what do you love about the underground so much? What has it done for you?
I don't know if I'm a favorite, but
you're
Sue
favorite.
does call me every now and then. I think what I like about the underground is it really resonates with me personally, which is it doesn't accept status quo. It's constantly kind of challenging the status quo and pushing the envelope a little bit, getting people to think outside the box, maybe get beyond their comfort zone a little bit. So I think that's one of the reasons I like the underground.
And when you tell people where you're from,
Where am I from?
Yeah, your business.
I'm from Alkami Technology, which is based in Dallas, Texas.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. Well, we hope that you really enjoy the underground day, and thank you for all your support.
Thank
we
you so
appreciate
much.
you.
I appreciate it.
Take care now. Alrighty. And I do believe we have Shana Richardson, the CEO of SerTech.
Hi, Renee.
Hey, darling.
How are ya?
You're a founding partner and supporter of the underground. What does this experience mean to you, sweetie?
Oh gosh, you know what? This is a.
You're looking fab, by the way.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Yeah, back. Look, where do you get to go on a Monday where you have a glass of champagne before you get started and you get to wear Diekmann? I don't know. So yeah. Welcome to Underground, everybody. I think I'm here and continue to live, thrive, and support. This is fuel for I think what we all do. There's not another environment where I think we can come and have open conversations about opportunities and issues in the industry. And it's not just dialogue, it's actually where we learn how people are executing. And so this is always such an exciting time for me, and I get really pumped up and glad to see a lot of friendly faces in the studio and everybody that's watching virtually. So it's going to be a kick-ass underground today.
Kick butt, yes. Well, we can't thank you enough for being part of the underground
Absolutely.
experience. And the both of us, Shane and I, want to say for everybody, enjoy this experience,
Yeah.
have fun, make it your own, and listen to all the great speakers today.
Rock
have
and
a
love.
great time. Woohoo!
Yeah. Okay.